Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another review commentary, and this time we're doing something a little bit different because I am not alone this time. I actually brought the person who was in this video, Mr. Zachary, aka Iron Ninja.
Hi, I'm being held hostage. Please, someone come get me. I am fearing for my life. He has my credit card. He is using it to buy every Avengers skin before everything becomes free. Please, someone help me.
Yeah, he's not lying. All those skins that he bitched and complained about for like the last 3 years was all me. So.
Yeah, that was all him.
So because he's my hostage, we're here 2 years later after this video came out. This was certainly a different approach, and I mean we're going to get into it mostly for this video, just kind of how it started and what made me bring him on in the first place. I mean, as far as Blackgate is concerned, it's just Blackgate, so there's nothing really there to really talk about with that game. I mean, unless you played it, which
I only played the deluxe version, the demo version of the deluxe version on my PS3 one day. That's about it.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a Vita or a 3DS, and I still don't.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I had a 3DS when this came out.
You walked from your bed to your chair and you changed shirts. Wow.
Man, the continuity in my videos is so good. I can't believe it. So the whole start of this was an idea penned like when I was still developing reviews and stuff, when I was still recording Asylum and City. I wanted to kind of, do something with another person, or, because there's all these type of collaborations on YouTube, and I'm like, I kind of want to do something with that. And at the time, it's just like, I didn't really have too many people around to do it with. Like, I wasn't even talking to, the podcast crew at that time. I was just kind of distant from them. But so me and you were talking because I mean, I didn't really know you for very long. I mean, we talked on Godzilla Mendoza's Discord server when we had the whole Patreon chat and everything. So we were still kind of relatively new to each other, and I think it started with me asking, like, what kind of movies do you want to do or so whatnot. And I'm like, how about I bring him on for the least favorite Arkham game?
Yeah, I mean, this was like 2020, right? Like just like this, I was just starting YouTube as well, like my content.
That's
which
right.
I
Yeah.
will be returning. Yeah, which I will be returning to. I just have a lot going on in life, but
Right.
yeah, this was just like pandemic was going on. I had all the time in the world to do things and record stuff. So when you asked me like, "Hey, can you just do a quick cameo?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, that'd be fun."
Yeah, because I wasn't sure about doing like a full-fledged, interaction between somebody for the whole video, especially when they didn't really play it at all. I mean, I didn't bother asking, but I just figured maybe a small role or a cameo at least would be like a good start to kind of get myself into that situation. And it was actually really fun writing that script for your bits, which is only just for the beginning and the end of the video. The whole rest of it is just me doing the review as usual, but it was fun. And actually, you were a massive help to me because you looked it over and you kind of gave me some ideas on how I could change it up and approach things certainly. And so
I
it did.
remember because like your early scripts for it were specifically like it was very much like a nostalgia critic thing where the person was being very reluctant and kind of sometimes angry.
Yeah.
Now, and I completely can get that mentality for comedic side of things. But when it comes to like just kind of portraying somebody's character and individuality, it can be kind of it was just something I just wasn't comfortable with, because
Yeah.
I'm not a generally mean person. I don't want to nag people. I joke around with them. I have fun with them. I just give them hell for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
And it's just like a friendly thing. It's never like malice or anger.
Yeah.
So it was just like specifically like, hey, let's kind of not make it so that I'm being a dick. Let's just make it so that I'm just trying to talk with you.
Mhm. Yeah, I guess part of it was, I mean, the whole idea for the video was just more or less a motivation, because the whole
Yeah.
plan was to have this video come out months after, or at least 2 months after Arkham Origins, and
Yeah.
it actually became a kind of happy accident, because Origins I ended up putting out on Christmas Eve of 2020. So, and I was already burnt out a little bit by then. So it was the perfect opportunity to just kind of take a break by then. But I remember when when you sent it, or when we were talking about it, this was months before Arkham Asylum, the Arkham Asylum video came out. This was like at least like May or June, around that time,
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah. Like, I remember because it was just like specifically, I was trying to figure out my voice in all of it, and now I feel like I've kind of figured out where I want to be in the YouTube content creation space.
Yeah.
Because first I'm like, oh, I just want to do individual reviews of specific games that I really like. So I did, or at least I have something to say about. Like I did Fallout 76, and then I did Rick and Morty VR, and then I did Trover and accounting, and then flip flopping all the way down to Invisible Hours. And then I'm just like, and then I wanted to do Groundhog Day. I had everything recorded for that, everything written, but then I lost all of my live action footage, and that just I just ended up just being like, I'm too exhausted to continue it, so I just stopped there. And then I did the big Christmas special one I did, which was for the PS5 review, and it was just me trying to figure out my voice and stuff. And then when you asked for the cameo, it was why I was like very kind of hesitant towards making me speak like that in that video, is because I'm still trying to figure out my identity as a character
Yeah.
and as a reviewer, and that's always kind of like, do I want to portray myself as that kind of type of person in like a cameo sense, because I haven't even really shown myself comedically in that sense, so it's kind of, you know.
Yeah. Looking back, if there's one thing that I regret about writing your part of the script, it was more or less just some bad jokes on my side. Like, I mean, on the servers and stuff, we'd always like, Xavier would always mess around with your name, putting an H and whatever
I mean, yeah,
shenanigans. And I feel like I did that a little bit too much. Like, I went into that, like, especially at the end, and it just
listen,
kind
I mean, I don't care as much about it. It's fine. It's fun. It's funny to an extent. It can get really funny if you really know how to play with it.
Yeah.
But sometimes it can just become like it just gets too much, where it's like the credit isn't actually being credited correctly.
Yeah.
Even with Xavier, I love the dude. He's a great friend of mine. I've known him for years now. Sometimes when I'm actually as part of the video and have worked on a video with him,
Yeah.
it would be kind of nice to have an actual credit once in a while. He does it. He's done it. He's getting on it better with it now with the Disc Wars video I helped collaborate with, where he puts it correctly in the description. But early ones, where I actually did help, he still would write ZACH, which did bug me a little bit.
Mhm. Yeah, I remember, like, those end credit names, seeing the kind of stuff that would that he'd come up with.
He's great. He was great with it when he always did it. Nowadays it's more sparingly, because he cannot figure out a good joke about it.
Right.
It's
Um,
always Iron Ninja now, which I do like just seeing that in there.
yeah, I'm bad. So after this video, I guess I want to say that there was kind of a, I don't want to say a butterfly effect, but there was a part where it was just like, I come to you for cameos or whatever, and essentially you became the Stan Lee and Nick Fury type person for my videos, if that makes sense. Like in the back,
Yeah.
like it was this video, and then uh, it was going to be the Iron Man video, but it ended up being the Avengers video because of, I mean, you're busy, so I mean, I can't really rely on you all the time, which is a whatever. But I think it's like it's just fun having you in there in some form or fashion, whether it's just those two videos or maybe some upcoming videos. We'll see about But
Yeah.
I mean, it's always nice like having you around, talking to you about this kind of stuff, and um, it's always fun having these small bit roles. And
Yeah,
as I've gone on, I've tried to kind of cater more. I mean, I've even during development, I always try to cater to that person, try not to be too overbearing or whatnot. And I think I've gotten a
yeah.
lot better when it comes to writing character parts, especially for the people I have in my videos. And so, but this was
Yeah. I mean,
definitely a first attempt, and you can definitely see it there.
everyone has a bad first attempt. I've had several.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it's in every single attempt at writing, and especially with character people, it's with bringing other reviewers in or other content creators and treating them as characters. It can be like, how would he actually want to say this? How would he want to actually do this? And for first attempts, yeah, it is always kind of like we want to kind of go to the de facto uh, type of writing for it. And I mean, like working with you on that and just fixing that up. I mean, I mean, you really have gotten to a better sense of like how to actually bring them in and how to
Mhm.
work with them
Right.
and how to kind of just have fun with it. Um, I learned very quickly that that I can't just automatically rely on people for immediately saying yes to a cameo and immediately getting it.
Mhm.
It's a constant little work thing with them, working with them on their time and their schedule and seeing what's going on there. Kid Icarus, I found out I couldn't get him to record any footage for me. He can only record some audio.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
like, yeah, so I had to. So all I did was take the footage of him dying in fake dying in one of his I think it was one of his Crash Bandicoot videos or
Yeah.
something, and that
Right.
I used that. But the audio he did was completely ad-libbed. I asked him just, "Hey, could you do this?" And he ad-libbed the entire thing, which was great.
What a what a kind soul that man is.
He is the kindest individual I know.
Uh,
He still remembers me and all the in jokes that I've had in both his Discord server and his Twitch and his live streaming. I popped in just the other day for him streaming some like Klonoa, and
mhm.
he's immediately says, "Sadly, now we're on YouTube, so you can't show me your bits anymore." Because like bits on because you donate bits on Twitch,
That's right.
and
Yeah.
the joke started in final with
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
and
one note I wanted to bring up before because we did the Fallout joke there, and I was like, oh, I'll do Destroy All Humans, and actually at the time, I was writing a script for Destroy All Humans, so
yeah,
it's fun little things like these where it's just like kind of poking that bear for future
yeah.
stuff, and
This was recorded just after the PS5 Christmas special, so that's
yeah, yeah. Um, Also, I remember too because you had the you had a file for the video, and then you also had an audio file, which you were like, make sure you put this in for because the audio. I think
yeah.
you ended the
I
background or
didn't
something, but
because no, because my camera that I used was a shitty 2000 camera from 2009.
yeah.
So it didn't have I couldn't plug in like a really nice audio device to it to let like good audio come in.
Mhm.
I actually just got a better camera for my birthday. So now I can actually record
Yeah.
things good and not be shit.
Yeah.
Every single video I've ever had to do was a weird sync thing I had to do with my camera and my Blue Yeti that I'm using for the Discord call right now.
Yeah.
And I would just have to I would have to like hide the computer somewhere and then hide the mic just close enough that I could hear me, but not too close that it's in the camera's view, and then have to sync it by clapping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
And
I
it was
because I
that
remember like the sound coming from the sound from the computer was in the video, like it just it took a bit to actually sync that audio up, but like if there's one thing that I wish I could have done, especially with your part of the video, is that you could tell that like I mean the audio doesn't sync up that like you can't really hear yourself. So I wish that at the
I
time I
wish
figured out that I made it louder, like I did
yeah,
with for Xavier and all the others. And
yeah.
yeah.
I wish I would have I wish I would have bought a camera earlier on, but I was really dumb.
Yeah. So we've been kind of talking over this bit here, which is just like, thank you for being the video and news for what to see next and stuff. But I did want to bring up the end card, which is a tradition that I've been continuing since then. Also, this video at the end of the video, it's super long. It's like 5 minutes, but so with everybody's end card, I always put a music track associated with that person. So the track that I had in mind for you was just Rick and Morty, but it wasn't really done all that great because you can hear when the song cuts off right before it fades to black and stuff. But
Yeah. It
um,
happens.
yeah,
Did you
the
get a
software that
copyright
I was
strike for
using
that?
wasn't that great, but
You got a strike for that, right? Did you get a strike for that?
no, surprisingly not.
I don't know how, but both ones where I used Rick and Morty's music just
Mhm.
immediately got a strike.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
disputed it and I got past those, which are really nice, but it was really irritating.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised that because I was expecting there to be a claim at the very least, but
Mm-hmm.
by the time I actually put the video up, it was just like, nope, you're fine. Okay, yeah, whatever. Sure. Just leave it at that. Um, but yeah, I think that pretty much concludes, the video. I'm just gonna stop the video right there. But yeah, that pretty much just concludes the overall inception of Zack being a part of this endeavor. And I mean, I think it's fun. It's always fun bringing you on, especially that the Avengers cameo. I think was probably my favorite one so far. Um, and I'm always up for having him in my videos and always working with him on something, uh, whether it's on my channel or his. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell the people where to find you, whether and what kind of stuff you're pushing out,
What I
I guess.
Okay. Well, currently, you guys can find me at Iron Ninja 2000 on Twitter and Instagram. I don't really post on Instagram, but I might. I don't know.
Mhm,
You can also find me on YouTube, Iron Ninja. You can also listen to my podcast, Crossover Nexus, which is on Apple, Spotify, mostly wherever you get your podcasts. It's probably there. Um, New episodes will come back eventually.
mhm.
I have just been busy. I
Yeah.
have been very busy. A lot of job applications and a lot of attempting to get editing jobs.
Mhm,
But you can find me there. I am currently in the middle of working on a long history of microtransactions video. Uh, that will come out if things go my way.
mhm,
Maybe this year. Might be in the middle of the year. Who knows? Depending on how things want to work with me.
mhm.
But yeah, you can find me in all those places. Uh, and yeah,
Awesome.
thank you for having me on.
No matter what you're doing, I'm always looking forward to, whether it's just videos or podcasts or whatnot. But yeah, it's always awesome to have you around here. Um, so yeah, Arkham Knight is the next commentary, and man, that that video is Oh, it's going to be a doozy to go through. But until then, I hope you all have a fantastic night. Thank you all so much for watching. Please go subscribe over to Zack's channel, follow him on Twitter, whatever the case, and take care, everybody.
Give me to 1,000, please. I've been